This is Commissioner Coleman.
Good morning, Commissioner. This is the agenda room.
Good morning.
I've been making sure nobody's jumping off the deck.
I'm hoping that's what they want to do, you do it basically a last minute patrol for people that, are 2 and 5. Given the recent, that guy that fell off and survived, you never hear about.
Yeah.
I don't know, those things, that one kill somebody?
I did hear about that.
That would have to be pretty high, because those things sit like 13 floors outside of water.
It was down in the Antarctic. And there's like a 80-foot waves. It was on.
Good morning, Sylvie's here.
Yeah.
Commissioner Coleman is here, Mr. Chairman.
Good morning, Commissioner. You sound much better this week.
Well, thank you. The doctor said it's just a bad case of laryngitis, so guess I'm not contagious. Just sound funny.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
I
Commissioner
appreciate
Root
that.
just joined.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
Holzman's here.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning.
Is Commissioner Kochmeyer on the line?
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. Hmm?
Commissioner Kochmeyer's here.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
All right, so all of the commissioners are assembled. We will call the agenda meeting to order. Ask those put on the call, please mute your phone unless you need to speak. We have 10 tariffs and new orders today, one post-hearing case discussion, which should be brief, and one closed litigation item. So the first order of business is to approve the minutes from November 30th's agenda. You all have seen those. Are there any additions or corrections? All right, hearing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes from November 30th say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Those minutes are
Aye.
approved 5-0. All right, first up in tariffs and new orders is file number GC 2023-0143. This is Structural Glass Systems, Inc., Complainant v. Spire, Missouri, Inc., DBA Spire Respondent. SGS filed this complaint against Spire alleging defective metering equipment. Spire filed a motion to dismiss for failure to state a cause of action. This order denies the motion to dismiss, finding that, in fact, the complaint does contain a cause of action, which is the defective metering equipment. So I recommend that we approve this order version 2. Commissioner Roop,
I am in support of the order.
Commissioner Coleman,
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman,
I support the order.
Commissioner Kochmeyer.
And I do as well.
All right, all those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 2 say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Is approved 5-0. Next up, file number ER 2023-0117. This is in the matter of the adjustment of Union Electric Company, DBA Ameren Missouri's RESRAM rate for the fourth accumulation period. This order approves Ameren's proposed tariff sheet to adjust its RESRAM, and I recommend that we approve this order version 2. Commissioner Roop,
I am in support of the order.
Commissioner Coleman,
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman,
I support the order.
and Commissioner Kochmeyer.
Also support the order.
All right, all those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 2 say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. Next up, file number WM 2023-0065. This is in the matter of the joint application of 188 North Summit LLC and Sedgis Utility Company LLC for authority to sell the water system and wastewater system assets of Sedgis Mobile Park LLC to Sedgis Utility Company LLC, and for a certificate of convenience and necessity to provide water and sewer services. So the companies referenced here jointly filed to transfer the water and sewer system assets from 188 North Summit to Sedgis. Staff filed a recommendation to approve and no party opposed. So this order approves the transfer, grants the necessary CCNs, and waives the 60-day notice requirement. So with that, I recommend we approve this order version 1. Commissioner Roop,
I also am in favor.
Commissioner Coleman,
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman,
I'm in support of the order.
Commissioner Kochmeyer.
And I'm in support as well.
All right, all those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 1 say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. Next up, file number EA 2022-0328. This is in the matter of the application of Evergy Missouri West, Inc., DBA Evergy Missouri West, for permission and approval of a certificate of public convenience and necessity, authorizing it to purchase, own, operate, maintain, and otherwise control and manage an existing wind generation facility in Oklahoma. This order sets a procedural schedule in the case, which includes an evidentiary hearing for February 21st and 22nd, and I recommend that we approve this order version 2. Commissioner Roop,
I am in favor of the order.
Commissioner Coleman,
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman,
I support the order.
Commissioner Kochmeyer.
And I do as well.
All right, all those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 2 say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. Next up, file number WA 2023-0026. This is in the matter of the application of Confluence Rivers Utility Operating Company, Inc. for certificates of convenience and necessity to provide water and sewer service in an area of Lincoln County, Missouri. Confluence Rivers filed for an approval to acquire the water and sewer assets of the Glen Meadows systems. Staff filed to approve the acquisition, and OPC did not oppose, except to the extent that Confluence seeks an acquisition premium in the future. Staff noted several concerns of the condition of the current system as it had been investigated both by staff and DNR. So this order approves the acquisition, grants the necessary CCNs, and waives the 60-day notice requirement. With that, I recommend we approve this order, version 2. Commissioner Roop,
I am in support of the order.
Commissioner Coleman,
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman,
I support the order.
and Commissioner Kolkmeyer.
And I do as well.
All right, all those in favor of approving the order as drafted, version 2, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. Next up, file number EF 2022-0155. This is in the matter of the application of Evergy Missouri West, Inc., DBA Evergy Missouri West, for a financing order authorizing the financing of extraordinary storm costs through the issuance of securitized utility tariff bonds. So we issued our amended financing order in this matter back on November 17th. OPC filed an application for rehearing. This order denies that motion, and I recommend that we approve the order version 1. Commissioner Roop,
I am supporting this order.
Commissioner Coleman,
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman,
I'm supporting the order.
and Commissioner Kolkmeyer.
And I do as well.
All right, all those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 1, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. Next up, file number EA 2022-0234. This is in the matter of the application of NextEra Energy Transmission Southwest LLC for a certificate of public convenience and necessity to construct, install, own, operate, maintain, and otherwise control and manage a 345 kV transmission line and associated facilities in Barton and Jasper counties. NextEra filed this application for a new transmission line. Several parties then intervened and set a procedural schedule. The parties have since filed a stipulation and agreement, which no party is opposed. So this order approves the stipulation and agreement, resolving all of the issues in the case, which grants the CCN and the requested waivers. So I want to note that I'm hopeful that this transmission line relieves the west to east congestion in SPP, and as NextEra has projected that it will. So I'm grateful for the stipulation and agreement, and I recommend that we approve this order version 1. Commissioner Roop,
I'm in support.
Commissioner Coleman,
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman,
I'm in support of the order.
and Commissioner Kolkmeyer.
And I am as well.
All right, all those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 1, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. Next up, file number WA 2023-0003. This is in the matter of the application of Confluence Rivers Utility Operating Company for a certificate of convenience and necessity associated with the acquisition of certain water assets. So Confluence filed for approval to acquire the water assets of the Tantera system. Staff filed to approve the acquisition. So this order approves the acquisition, grants the necessary CCNs, and waives the 60-day notice requirement. And I recommend that we approve this order version 2. Commissioner Roop,
I am in support.
Commissioner Coleman,
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman,
I support the order.
and Commissioner Kolkmeyer.
And I do as well.
All right, all those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 2, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. Next up, file number ER 2022-0129 and ER 2022-0130. This is in the matter of Evergy Metro Inc., DBA Evergy Missouri Metro's request for authority to implement a general rate increase for electric service. So we issued our order in this case back on November 21st, after which Evergy, staff, and MECG filed applications for rehearing and or clarification. So this amended order, which clarifies some of the issues as requested by those parties, supersedes the original order, and therefore the applications filed by the parties on the original order will become moot. New applications for rehearing and or clarification may be filed as desired in response to this amended order. So with that, I recommend that we approve this order version 3. Commissioner Roop,
I am in support.
Commissioner Coleman,
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I am in support of the changes. I would vote yes separately on adding what we've added into it, but I'm still of the position that the overall differential for mandating it is a little steep still. So I'm going to be a no vote on the overall what would be otherwise a substitute. Thank you.
Okay. I would also note that this amended order does address your net metered concerns from the previous discussion as well.
Yeah, and I
Commissioner-
agree, and I do think that's a positive step.
All right. Commissioner Kolkmeyer?
I'm in support of the order.
All right. All those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 3 say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no.
Nay.
All right. That order is approved 4-1. Final order today is file number ER 2023-0011. This is in the matter of the application of Evergy Missouri West, Inc., DBA Evergy Missouri West, for authority to implement rate adjustments required by 20 CSR 4240-20.090 sub 8 and the company's approved fuel and purchase power cost recovery mechanism. So we issued our order in this matter back on November 9th, after which Evergy filed a motion for rehearing. This order denies the application for rehearing, and I recommend that we approve this order version 1. Commissioner Root?
I am in support of the order.
Commissioner Coleman?
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman?
I support the order.
And Commissioner Kolkmeyer?
And I'm in support as well.
All right. All those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 1 say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. So that concludes reports and orders. We do have a case discussion in file number WM 2022-0186. This is Foxfire's application for approval of asset sales to OCWC with Judge Keeling. Judge, are you there?
I'm here. Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Good morning. This matter went to hearing on the Office of the Public Counsel's objection to staff recommendation of an application for approval of the sale of water and sewer assets. And the Office of the Public Counsel, for its reasons, states that the transaction premium, there's a transaction premium involved that may cause rates to go up in the future after the transaction, and there was a close relationship between the primary actors in the selling and acquiring entities that makes an arm's length transaction impossible. So the decisions to be made here are whether OPC's evidence shows that the proposed price of the transaction includes an acquisition premium that will be detrimental to the public, and this will require consideration of whether the estimated rate base is an appropriate measure of value in the sale of public utilities to private entities, and whether the evidence shows that the rates will necessarily increase under the purchaser's ownership of the assets. I'll add here that it's also a matter of whether or not the Commission may control the changes changes that occur under the ownership of an uncontrolled entity prospectively, that is, by controlling the transaction at this point. Also, whether the evidence shows that the relationship between the buyer and the seller defeat the fair negotiation that could have taken there, and whether staff's recommended conditions are complete and appropriate.
All right, thank you, Judge. So essentially, here on the memo that we're working off of, we have two main questions. Should the Commission find that the sale or transfer of Foxfire Utilities water and wastewater assets is not detrimental to the public interest, and therefore approve the transaction? So that's the first question. With that, I'm going to say that we should approve the transaction. Staff continues to recommend approval. They point out that the benefit of ensuring good service to the customers when the owner's ready to step down supersedes any concerns over the purchase price, and which appears to be, OPC's only argument is the purchase price and the arm's length transaction. So that and the fact that OCWC is not subject to our jurisdiction lead me to the conclusion that we should approve the transaction. So Commissioner Roop, your thoughts?
I agree with your comments and your position, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Coleman?
I'm in agreement also, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Holzman,
I'm supporting the chairman's position.
and Commissioner Kolkmeyer.
And I am as well.
All right, so that just leads us to what conditions, if any, should we impose on the approval? Staff recommends 5 conditions that OCWC has agreed to. They're all standard conditions. Notify us when closing the assets, or if closing is delayed or cancel. That sort of thing. So, with that, I believe that we should order the 5 conditions proposed by staff, which OCWC has said that they would accept. Commissioner Root,
Yes, I'm in support of those conditions and of the order. Or
Commissioner, all right, Commissioner Coleman,
Yes, am I, Mr. Chairman?
Commissioner Holzman,
Staff's position.
and Commissioner Kolkmeyer.
Yes, I'm in support of those conditions.
All right, Judge, I think that should get you what you need for the order. Is that good?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. And thank you,
All right.
Commissioners.
All right, thank you, Judge. As I mentioned, we will have one closed litigation item, so what we'll do is we'll go over scheduling, and then we will go into closed session for that litigation, and then adjourn immediately upon conclusion of the closed. So that brings us to scheduling. Wednesday, December 14th, we have agenda at 11:30 a.m. Again, that's 11:30 that day. Wednesday, December 21st, agenda at 10:15 a.m. Monday, December 26th is the observation of Christmas as a state holiday. Wednesday, December 28th, we will have agenda at 10:15 a.m. Monday, January 2nd is the observed New Year's Day holiday. And then Wednesday, January 4th, agenda at 10:15 a.m. So that gets us out through the first week of January. Any comments, questions, or requests regarding scheduling? All right, hearing none, I will make the motion to go into closed session to discuss litigation. Is there a second?
Rupel, second.
Seconded by Commissioner Roop. Any discussion on the motion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor of going into closed session for the discussion of litigation, say aye.
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 That motion is approved 5-0. We will clear the line, and upon conclusion of that discussion, adjourn the meeting.